Hey, what's going on, guys? Do you guys believe in reincarnation and past lives and stuff? That's something I was just thinking about. Cause like our souls. You think that do you guys believe in like souls and that maybe our souls have been here before? Like this isn't our first experience in life. Like maybe we lived past lives and you know, I don't know. Cause I was thinking about like with musicians, some great musicians. I was listening to Gary Burton and Chick Corea, Crystal Silence album, and like, man, it was just those guys are just ridiculous, man. The amount of musical ability that they have, and they're like in their late 20s, early 30s when they recorded that. I was just thinking, I was like, when you think about that kind of stuff, the virtuosos, and it's like, how do they do that? Like, they must have been like, you know, they must have known innately how to do some of that from past lives and stuff. Like they couldn't have just done it in like 29 years. Gary Burton can't just play like that at 29. That's not enough time. Like his soul must be like a lot older. Like he just, or even thinking about like baseball players and stuff. Like that Connor Griffin guy, he's like 19 years old and he's in the big leagues, hitting home runs and, playing every day for Pittsburgh. Like that, he was probably like Joe DiMaggio or something in a past life, It's like a reincarnated soul or something. Like to just be able to be that good at baseball, where like they can't, they have to like promote him, like he's just like that good of a prospect. Like there's, at 19, he can't play in the minor leagues anymore. He's a big leaguer, Yeah, but it's pretty wild, like our souls and stuff. Just think about how it it's crazy when you think about just in everyday life, and nowadays it's kind of crazy how when you do something to someone and you try to like play them or trick them or conniving, and that like you're doing that to like a soul a soul that God created. Like God created this soul, and you're gonna, and this is what you're doing to this soul that God spent time like creating and giving gifts to. And like, I mean, nowadays, our society, I feel like a lot of it's our society's kind of messed up as far as like our souls being able to tap into our gifts, to be able, because so many people are in survival mode, right? They're stuck in that lizard brain of just trying to survive every day, and they can't really tap in if their souls have these gifts and stuff. They're not even really able to tap into it because they're stuck in just lizard brain of just trying to survive and stuff. But then if you even think about on the other end of it, like people who are very wealthy and born wealthy and rich, and they have very like privileged, comfortable lives, they might not be able to tap into their gifts too, because they're just like, they just live in this comfort and of just, and so to where it like maybe they, it's like they're not even know what to do. They just, they're I don't know. Some of them, they might tap into it. It might be harder probably for the people stuck in survival mode. But still, it's like, yeah, that's kind of wild if you think about it. Like it sucks that like our society makes it to where, it's harder for like people to. We have all these gifts and stuff that God wants us to tap into, but we're stuck just trying to like eat and stuff, and figure out a way to survive and have a place to live and stuff. And we're doing things just for money that it's like just for this day-to-day survival, but not really tapping into like our really innate gifts that God gave to us to be able to share to the world and for us all to work together. So, but yeah, this stuff's pretty wild. Anyways, you guys have a good day. Yeah, just a thought that I started thinking about. And yeah, reincarnation and past lives and stuff. I don't know, I think that there's some truth to it, and stuff, that maybe our souls are older than we think, that there's, for us to and we if we tap into it, to our gifts and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, they're, I probably, or even think about soulmates and stuff, coming across people that you feel like that you kind of feel comfortable with them, or you kind of vibe with them pretty instantly, and there's, it's like, do we know each other? Like, how come you kind of talk like me? Like, there's, how come you understand my sense of humor? Like, what did we, have we been here before? What is this? This is some deja vu. But anyways, guys, yeah, have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.